So I thought we'd have a little chat today about the use of video by real estate agents, because everybody, I think we weren't the first, I'm sure. We were one of the first, during COVID, when we didn't have another way of reaching our clients, our audience. So we ended up doing a lot of live property videos for clients to see. And we also then started doing just informational stuff, so that people who were sat at home locked in could actually get some sort of content about the Spanish real estate market. So, but everyone's doing it now, aren't they? And you are a video guy. That's your forte. That's your background.
Yeah,
so what do you think?
well, the thing is, it's all rather exciting, isn't it? I mean, as you know, I've come from the world of television broadcast. I worked for BBC, ITV, Channel 4, 5, Sky, and all of those over the years, either training the presenters or presenting myself on overseas and things like that. And over the years, part of what I did was coach a lot of businesses embracing video, not necessarily real estate, but it was anyone from astronauts, which I know it's very buzz. I know, to different shipping companies around the world, to management companies, and there's a huge global demand now for well-presented video to kind of explain the business and educate people, because people visually really take on much more when they see a video. And we're seeing, I moved out to Spain 12 years ago, and I was in TV, and I did some of the very, very first property videos way back then, sort of 13 years ago, where if you popped it on YouTube, it'd be the only one there. It was bonkers, really. And it was such a pioneering thing, and it kind of then disappeared.
Yeah.
And then it's come back with huge demand. People are responding it to really well, and people are buying now from video. I mean, I've had 3 clients now in the space of 2 or 3 weeks that have pretty much bought or put in offers on property from, can I see a video? Show me a video tour. I'm in south of France or I'm in America. I don't need to come over, just show me the video, and they're putting down reservation.
I think that's because the quality of the video, particularly if it's presenter-led like you do, it's as good as a viewing. It's as good as having that client. And we don't hide anything. I know some agents kind of dress things up, but we show it pretty much warts and all.
I knew you were going to say that, warts and all.
Well, we do, because what we don't want is a client then coming, having signed the contract, and then coming out saying, hang on, you didn't show me that. You've got to
be honest with it. Yeah.
But I think, if you think about it, that's what they get on the viewing.
Yeah.
They're able to look in and open doors and have a look around, and also get the advice and the commentary from the person who's showing it around. I think that's what we can do on the videos. I know some agents, won't mention any names, but some agents, they, particularly with the higher end of the market, they make it into like a full, almost like a film, don't they? I don't know. I don't watch those videos, and I'm quite fascinated by them, but I kind of get a bit bored after a while.
Well, I think that's but you know what? There's a market for everybody. There's a market, like we always say, for the Lamborghinis, the helicopters, and the cinematic views. I love all that production value. I really do.
You can see it, can't you?
Yeah, it's lovely, but you do need a human being, which is something that I know we've known each other for years. I've always seen your videos, even before we worked together, and it was so honest, genuine, sometimes a bit tongue-in-cheek, but we love that. And it's honest, and it's genuine, and people, I like to think, buy into people. So if you've got a combination of great-looking video content...
I thought you were going to say great-looking people.
Great-looking video... matched up...
Speak for yourself.
Matched up by a great presenter-led, genuine, then I think it's a winning formula. And we're finding that our business model is really responding well to that, because it's a combination of quality. Even for some of our vendors that we're listing the properties on, they're loving the fact that they're having a professional presenter-style led video. And then for the client experience, looking at these videos and going, wow, this is great. It's not too wide-angled and spruced up that it doesn't look like that is person. It is what it is.
I think also what's helped us is the fact that we decided to sort of widen the horizon a little bit, so not just concentrate on the properties, but also the areas. And that's helped particularly the clients who've never been here before. And a lot of clients have, a lot of the Brits and stuff, they know Marbella, they know the area. But the Americans, for instance, who are hearing about Marbella and wanting to know more, they've loved the feedback we've had is that they've loved our, what do they call it? Carpools.
Yeah.
Where me and you, or me and Alfredo, we go out in the car and we just talk about areas we're driving through. And again, we don't hide anything. You even get the sewage plant in Elveria.
I know.
We had agents saying, why are you showing that?
Yeah.
So, well, it's there. You can't avoid it. But that's been invaluable. The feedback we've had is it's been invaluable for clients who don't know the area. They've sat there. And okay, for someone who knows Elvira, they're not going to sit there for 30 minutes and watch it again. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
They're not going to sit there and watch that because they know it.
Yeah.
But for someone who doesn't know it, who's thinking about investing there, that's really good content.
Yeah, do you know, we did some aerials as well. I mean, now we've got the drones and everything. In the old days, you'd have to take a helicopter up there. It would probably cost you about 10,000 quid to get a little bit of footage. But now the world of drone, it's great. And we're doing these air pocket sort of areas as well, where I think it's really nice just to go down the new Golden Mile and, you know, have a look at some of the developments down there, Los Granados, whatever. Fly over
from a different perspective.
Yeah, from the coast, and you can say, look, this is the development.
Yeah.
This is what you're going to get from the air.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be able to connect with clients on that basis to say, look, we're going to give you as much honest information as possible. We are very professional. Yes, we'll have a bit of fun along the way, because you've got to.
Yeah.
Because we're human beings. I think it's just a great concept, and video is definitely the way forward. Video is working.
I mean, obviously, there's a lot of pretty much every agent now is doing video. I know some are reluctant to, and you've probably been exposed to more agents than I have in terms of, are some of them just anti-video? Are some of them just not equipped to do it?
I think it's a bit of everything, really, isn't it? It's not difficult. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Hang on a minute. It's quite difficult for somebody who doesn't really want to be in front of a camera to kind of be forced to do it, because they're very good at what they do. They might be a super salesperson. They might be so knowledgeable about the property market and the areas, but the last thing they want to do is jump in front of a camera and start going, "Hi, hello," and be natural. Some will do it. We work with mortgage advisors, we work with lawyers that are embracing video, but they're not naturally, necessarily wanting to do that or feel most comfortable. So it's quite an acquired taste to do that. So if you can do it effectively, then that's great. But not everyone really can do that.
I know you've been into businesses where they're doing like, oh my God, we're scared stiff of this. And even our team, who are lovely people, and they could sit here now and talk away, but as soon as that camera's turned on, they become a quivering wreck.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, but you don't realize. I mean, I remember the first time I went on video, you're so conscious of yourself, aren't you? And you must have this when you train people to present. It's like, what do I say? It's just like, no, just be yourself.
Yeah, that's always the golden.
I mean, I know there are more things involved than that, but
yeah. But I think ticking the boxes at the moment, what's working certainly for us is the fact that, there's human beings in front of the camera, delivering pieces to camera that are helping people. I think helping is the key thing here. We're making something come alive, but we're not over-egging it. We're not over-enhancing it. And it's a real honest thing, and I think that works really well.
I think also what I enjoy the bite-sized sessions that we do, where we kind of pick a topic and someone writes in with a question. That's great because it's quite interactive, and we can cover a lot of information in a very short space of time. And let's be honest, I'm the same. When I go onto YouTube and watch a video, if it's more than 10 minutes, forget it. We understand that. So the bite-sized stuff,
it's super.
Is 3 or 4 minutes. Generally.
We're getting a load of questions coming in on those. So we always encourage everyone. So if anyone's watching now, keep those questions coming in because it is great. And it's, we always say it's like silly questions, isn't it? That you think, is that silly? I don't want to ask that. It's not. There's no such thing, is there? We always say that because even the basics, what's Basura, what's IBI, what were the community fees? And you say, well, you should blooming know that, but actually
you just assume, don't you?
You do.
We get a lot of questions from the States actually, and a couple of people. We did a community fees one recently, just explaining what a community of owners is, how it works. And we had a couple of people saying, can you just go into that, bit of a deeper dive on that, how it operates, how a committee is formed, and what the responsibilities are. And then one person said, can you also tell us the nightmares that have happened? Yeah, we will.
Yeah, but that in essence is what I think brilliant, because you can paint Marbella and surrounding areas to be all blue skies and sunshine. In fact, we had a week of rain. Well, we needed it. We needed that rain. And we're sat here now. It's like you said, it's like Beverly Hills. It's beautiful. But there's always two sides, isn't there? Not much of the other side, but sometimes it's nice to actually say, well, there are some other things that you might need to know about.